Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is Quark, a Minecraft mod by Vazkii. In today's episode, we're going to be covering decoration. This module adds new decorative building blocks and improves on the old vanilla ones. As before, pressing the Q, you'll be able to see decoration here on the side. It of course has a couple pages to choose from, and several different options that you can always modify. With that out of the way, we have our vanilla bookshelf. And now it comes in multiple colors and styles. This is oak. We now have spruce, birch, dark oak, acacia, and jungle. And each of which, of course, as you can see, I've got the different types at the top, can be also used to enhance your enchantment table as well. As you can see, I get level 30 enchantments without any kind of issue. To go further with more of these, we can add in buttons. We've got your traditional oak buttons, of course, but now we also have spruce, as well as birch, jungle, acacia, and dark oak, as you normally would. But that's not all. We also have the equivalent in all of the pressure plates as well, that function all exactly the same as the original oak version. And moving on from that, we have chests. Of course, you've got your traditional oak, spruce, birch, dark oak, acacia, and jungle with trapped variants, single and double chests, as well as a new recipe option. Now, if you do take mixed types of wood, you will no longer be able to mix and make a chest of specific value. You have to have all of the same wood type, but you do have this new ability to craft multiple chests all with one quick crafting recipe. On to the next section, and still in the same crafting menu, we now have oak wood planks. If you use them to craft 6 in a row, you'll get 6 trap doors. And that works for all of the different types as well. We've got oak, spruce, birch, dark oak, acacia, and jungle. And of course, there is like a little bit of like some clear area here, and you've got some streaks so that it looks kind of like a glass on that one. And of course, they all respond to redstone as one would expect, and are really good for multiple decorative items, as it is the decoration module anyway. But here we have the Blaze Lantern. It's the equivalent of the sea lantern. The recipe for this is going to be blaze powder and blaze rods, and that's pretty much it. It does not respond to redstone, but it can be mined up, and it will actually give you the lantern itself instead of actually breaking like a sea lantern might. And for the next part, we have blocks of charcoal. Recipe is, of course, just regular bits of charcoal, and it can be used in a furnace. As you can see here, I had one burning. I had an entire stack of wood, and it is still going strong, so it is very efficient. Now, it also has a secondary effect where you can take some flint and steel, light it, and it will burn just like netherrack. Let's put that out and move on. Now, this is an older feature that has since been discontinued. Colored beds. Basically, you can take the different dyes and change them in there. That's more for an older version. It has since been updated in 1.12 already, vanilla. So this has been removed from Quark. And as you I'm just using it as an example to let you know that Quark kind of updates to, or Vazkii has been having Quark update to the current version of Minecraft accordingly. So if you're playing on 1.11, then this is in there from Quark. If you're playing on Minecraft 1.12, it's a vanilla feature. But let's keep going. More colors, more decoration. We have flower pots. Yes, the boring old Minecraft flower pot can now be made with a little bit more color variety. By taking one into my inventory and checking this out, you can just dye it the applicable color by continuing with a regular flower pot and the color that you want it to be, similar to a terracotta style. But let's keep going. More colors, more decoration. We have these item frames. We also have colored item frames. How do you make those? Well, you do the same thing you have been doing. You just add the color that you would like to the item frame, and it will work in exactly the same manner that it would before, in all the traditional colors. And of course, you can still spin all the items in it as you would expect. Now, this next section is a bit different. This is more similar to a Minecraft 1.13 feature. You can now put item frames, whether they be colored or standard vanilla style, on ceilings and floors, allowing you a lot of variety. For instance, I put down this torch first, then put down the item frame on the block underneath it, and it can give you all sorts of different effects. On top of that, in the next section besides this, and yes, they'll still hold items just fine. For instance, there we go. I can put a bunch of these in there, and they will automatically face north by default. So that is one way of actually kind of cheating to know which direction is which if you don't want to bring a compass. But anyway, if you want, you can therefore continue on with the next part, which is the glass item frame. A glass item frame is just surrounding a bunch of glass panes on an item frame. We'll get you a couple of these, and it will essentially make an invisible item frame. As an example, I just placed a diamond pick, and you can see that the frame itself disappeared. That's basically going to allow you a lot of decoration options as you would like to. I just plopped a bunch of things up here for an example. Moving on to the next section, we're going to have these iron ladders, which are made with iron ingots, and you get 16. And you probably think, well, that's a little bit expensive, but honestly, ladders have never really been cheap. So let's climb up, and they function just the same as regular ladders, so I can like go left and right and fall off if I am not very cautious with how I climb. But they have an extra ability, and that is provided that you have a stable block up here, you can actually right-click again, and it will continue building the ladder down. Allow me to kind of step over here and remove my shield because that seems to be getting in the way. And then I can just hold right click and it will build a ladder all the way down, allowing me to therefore climb down the ladder as I would. There we go. And be safe about it. Now if I break this, it will drop the rest of the ladders on the ground, so there's no real like ladder lost. Now I can, of course, continue building down from underneath as well, so you don't actually need a block on the backside. Iron ladders can be really, really cool in this case. Now on to the next section, and that is going to be leaf carpets. Leaf carpets are really, really cool. I like these. I've designed with them before. Very simple. Recipe is just a couple of the appropriate leaf block that you would like together. Will get you 3 leaf carpets, and then you can place them down. They don't despawn or anything like that, and they're just really nice decorative touches that you can have, especially when you want like a more natural build, I guess. So it's just really cool. Now on to this one, we have the lit redstone lamp, which is just a redstone lamp with a redstone torch. It does not react to redstone controls, so therefore that's not a thing. And if I put down some redstone, it's not actually giving off any kind of redstone signal like this one might. Now if I were to put this the lever down here, of course it will at that point, but just to show you that it does not actually transmit like that. Moving on, we now also have a little change with the banners. Now, there's a bug in the current version I am using. This is actually going to be fixed soon. But with your traditional banner, you'll have 6 ways of adjusting a banner for different like designs and so on. What Quark allows this to do is actually update with 16. So you have 16 total layers to choose from instead of the standard 6, which would allow you much greater crafting, creativity, and so on for all of your banner needs. Then we have nether brick fence gates. If we have the fences, why can't we have the gates? It's a very simple thing in my mind. It's made in a similar way. A couple of fences and some bricks will actually get you a couple of the gates themselves. Pretty darn handy and really nice. This next module will actually allow a little bit more variety on banners even further. So if I were to take a few of these items here, I can better demonstrate. But if you look here, I have a sword, the Ender Dragon head, I have an Eye of Ender, and iron chest plate. So what each of these will allow you to do is put a specific design already on any of these banners, as you see here. And of course, you can still stylize each and every one of them as you want beyond that. But in order to make it, for instance, I have a white banner, I've got an ink sac, and I've got a dragon head. Therefore, it's going to put a black image of an item on this banner. Now, if I were to choose red, grab some rose red here and switch that out, it, of course, would then make this a little bit different. Let's actually pick that up, put it down again. There we go, white banner with a red dragon now. So therefore you can have a good selection of some really cool added new features for the banner icons. More decoration. Let's get into the next one. We've got paper lamps. Paper lamps made with paper, glowstone, and sticks will get you 1 of these. It's the equivalent of basically putting down a glowstone lamp. So if I kind of back up over here and I change it, you can see that there is a little bit of an area that it is lit up on, so therefore it does give off light just like glowstone would. You can stack them. As I have them here, it's just attached to like some spruce fencing because that's a similar color for it. And it's just really nice decorative light source option. So it is not rotatable or anything, but it is another type that you could potentially use. In the next section, we have paper walls and big paper walls. These are really interesting and creative ways of crafting a more, I don't know, Asian theme, I guess. The recipe on the big walls is 4 paper walls. It just transforms them into 4 regular ones. And then the recipe for a paper wall is a bunch of paper and sticks, and that'll get you 6. So therefore, you can feasibly just have fun with a bunch of these. And you can see that they're actually very thin, just like glass panes are. They line up in the center of blocks. But if you look here, I currently have them like making a complete circuit, and therefore giving you a lot of variety with the different patterns that you can have here. And this last section has Mr. Pig here, which, yes, we've got an iron axe. It's all right. I've got a diamond one. Now to demonstrate. You thought I was going to slash it, didn't you? I did not need to, because if you kill the pig, he'll most likely drop tallow, as well as potentially pork chops, of course, which are a good food source. But what can tallow be used for? Well, making candles. And of course, you can then dye the candles in different colors and so on, making them all sorts of rainbow effects, etc. Now, if I break the block underneath, they fall like sand does. So therefore, you can have some interesting effects going on with these. They're pretty darn neat. I like the candles. They work just like torches as far as lighting goes, but they do not mount on the sides of blocks. So if I were to take a block here, try placing it on the side, it just places in front of it if there is a place available for it. And then last but not least, we have here unrestricted flower pots. What the heck does that mean? Unrestricted flower pots means that flower pots can accept flower-like items from other mods. In this case, the only other mod that I had installed at the moment that has flowers in it is actually Quark. But this is a glow shroom, and you can put those in flower pots. But if there are other flowers from other mods, it should be acceptable in any of the flower pots, allowing you a little bit more display option for those. And I think that's where I'm going to end things here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, be sure to spread the Mischief to others if you enjoy this kind of content too, or if you think that they might. And if you want to support the Mischief, please feel free to check out the links in the description below. Until next time, folks, I'll see ya.